Welcome to the Small Talk Podcast. I'm Mike Smallegan. Today we have Johnny Styling, Jim Hocking, and Amber Lewis. Today we're going to talk about Grand Rapids neighborhoods and what makes them all special. Each of our guests today have lots of experience with neighborhoods and homes in the Grand Rapids area. So if you're thinking about buying or selling in the Grand Rapids area, or just want to learn about new places or where to go to hang out, you're going to enjoy our chat today. Thanks for coming in today, guys.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah, so what are some of your favorite neighborhoods?
So when I got into real estate, there were 36 established neighborhood associations in the city of Grand Rapids.
It's crazy.
And it used to be like 49505 was just, Creston or Riverside, whatever, and now it's kind of broken up into even smaller neighborhoods.
Yeah.
East Town is broken up into smaller neighborhoods. The West Side is broken up into smaller neighborhoods. But I've always been pretty partial to, kind of Riverside Gardens and East Town.
Beautiful.
East Hills has some really cool stuff. Heritage Hill, like the historic stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Heritage Hill area. I love the West Side. And then like the Blandford area, I don't know. I've always wanted to live up there. I never have. I've lived Alpine, I've lived Kentwood, I've lived Hastings, I've lived Fulton Heights. But something about the North Side I like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a North Side girl. I love the Northeast, actually. I lived there for several years, and I moved there because of the school district. But then I was like, no, I don't really like it, so we sold and everything. But what I do love about the Northeast area is when you drive around there, like by Dean Lake and everything, it almost feels like you're in the country. But you're 5 minutes away from everything else, which is absolutely amazing. It's really a gorgeous area.
Yeah, lots of good trees. And
Yes, exactly.
Well, I live off of 4 Mile right now, and I'll drive down 4 Mile from Beltline to Plainfield, and it's like you get dropped into like a lake town for a split second, and then you're right back out.
Absolutely. I used to live in Whispering Pines.
Okay.
Do you know it? Mm-hmm. Okay, so one of the great things about the Northeast area is you can get downtown without hitting a highway. And I really like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm going right down by the riverside and boom, I'm there.
Yeah.
That's my little secret, everybody. I'm sharing.
So, Jim, if you had to pick one neighborhood, what would be the neighborhood that you would live in inside the city limits of Grand Rapids?
City limits of Grand Rapids. It depends on the budget. If I had an unlimited budget. Unlimited budget, I'd probably go Heritage Hill. I love historic homes. And I say unlimited budget because, the homes are huge, like old mansions, most of them. But to make them energy efficient by today's standards, you got to spend a lot of money.
Sure.
Or else, your utility bills are through the roof and you're always doing something.
There's actually 3 new construction homes in Heritage Hill.
Really?
Yeah. They have to be built to specific standards with materials. It is expensive.
Well, I think I know where one of them is. I think they got a pass though, because it looks like a very modern home.
Okay.
Right across the street from a bunch of really historic homes. But it's on the border, so I don't know.
It might not be, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, same question, Amber. What about you?
Same question. Same answer.
All right.
Yeah, Heritage Hill. Those homes are absolutely gorgeous. And we think about lifestyle and everything. You are close to everything. Everything's within walking distance. And if you're interested in that, that whole area is really suited for people that are looking for that. And then the other thing is, what I find is that people that want that beauty, that historic charm and everything, sometimes they're not always ready to accept the fact that you're purchasing and going to be living in a house that's almost 150 years old. Yeah. There's going to be stuff that you have to do. So, you got to take the good with the bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it would be Heritage Hill, definitely.
Well, it's funny you say that because I've had so many buyers that are like, I want to be in Heritage Hill. And as soon as we start digging through Heritage Hill homes and they realize how much money it's going to cost them just to live there after buying the house, they usually, either reconsider or put it on the back burner because it's a commitment. You really, really have to love historic homes.
I agree.
About that. Okay, so I would also say Heritage Hill. I absolutely love that area. I lived there for a couple of years in college. I love the walkability. I love the fact that everything they've done down there. They've really brought the neighborhood up, and some of the areas that maybe weren't so good before are now popular destinations. And I love like the character and charm in all those homes. It's funny that you say that though about, people being scared off. Every client I've worked with in Heritage Hill has been like the best as far as like, normally you go through an inspection report and they're like, oh my gosh, there's, double tapping and there's this. And you're like, those are the easy peasy things. Heritage Hill, they're like 10 grand here, 20 grand here, 10 grand here. Every client's been like, that's fine. We love it. So I've never had like that person that gets scared away by it, but
Well, you are blessed.
yeah, knock on wood, right? So far, but no, I think you maybe setting expectations and really letting them know like here's what you're in for helps. Just because, you really do have to love it to make it work.
Yeah, so I live on the west side of Grand Rapids, so West Side Connection's actually the neighborhood, and I don't think I'd want to live anywhere else. I love how close to downtown you are. There's more modern homes, which I guess I'm more of a fan of than the old 150-year-old homes, but I can definitely see the appeal of Heritage Hill and being close to everything and the character of those homes, old, Queen Anne style and all the old furniture and the history that's in a lot of these houses. I sold actually the McCabe Marlowe house, which is on Lafayette, and the GRCC actually owned it when I sold it for them, and they put together a booklet of all the history, all the owners, and all of those houses originally were owned by like the celebrities of Grand Rapids in the 1900s, right? So it was really like the exclusive place, and there's some of these houses that are now 8-unit homes, 16-unit homes that are chopped up for renting now, but once were single-family homes.
There's some that are condos. There's one on the market right now. I can't remember the street, but like one of my clients sent it to me. Yeah. Well, they were like, oh my gosh, this house is only $350,000. I was like, for a 1-bedroom condo inside of the building. Yes. Yeah. But it's funny you say that, like with the Grand Rapids celebrities. If you look at really old like plat maps from early Grand Rapids, you'll recognize a lot of the last names. From Belknap and just all those names that you see around town. You'll see their names on the plats where they owned property, and now those are like totally new neighborhoods.
I love the history of Grand Rapids. It is very, very rich. I love it.
Yeah, I follow the GR City Archives on Instagram, and they post really cool stuff all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I follow that too.
Oh, dang. I'm going to have to.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So what about fun things to do in the city of Grand Rapids? So there's obviously lots of great places to live, but what about entertainment? Like, what are some of the fun things that you guys like to do in the city?
I mean, when I was growing up, I used to hang out on Division downtown. It was a very different place. Like it was a hardcore music venue, so I'd go there for shows, and then you'd watch people across the street fist fight, and like it was, and then the areas just started to come up and up and up and up, and now like in that same area, I mean, you've got like Studio Park down the street, which I mean, I'll take my kids to. You go out there to like Studio Park now in the spring and summer. They have like a beer garden outside. People are playing, like cornhole and stuff. And then you can go and watch a movie. Now they've got condos building above. And it's just a completely different area. Like it's a downtown Grand Rapids in the spring and summer is awesome. I don't really like I don't go downtown too much in the wintertime. So
Yeah,
like the museums and like the Rosa Parks, and I like it in the winter.
Sure.
Like when you can do the ice skating and stuff. Like we've brought the boys down
pretty.
there and done that. Yeah, it's so pretty. Like all the trees are decorated and just get you in the holiday spirit. We just did the downtown market. That's another place. Place to hang out. They had like the hot cocoa and stuff, and what do you call that? Shuffleboard, and is that what it's called?
I think so. Like you
Shuffleboard
take the
with
stick and you push the thing.
Yeah.
triangles.
And you gotta get it to go. Yeah, so that was really fun. Also, like there's so many parks.
Love
downtown.
Riverside.
Like Riverside Park is a great one. But like, and then I'm partial to Blandford Nature Center. I love it up there.
On Richmond Park.
Yep, absolutely. So just, I think there's so much for you to do with families, with kids, as couples. I know my brother's like a big fat tire biker, and there's so many trails all around Grand Rapids that you can just go and bike. And not a lot of cities have that. And then Beer City USA too. And we have so many breweries downtown. It's all walkable.
We have a lot of great restaurants.
A lot of great restaurants.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's funny you brought up fat tire biking and beer, because those two things I used to
Hand in hand.
I used to time triathlons and stuff. I'd like go set up all the mats and
wow.
the tent and all that stuff, and the amount of like cyclists that would come back from a race and like just start drinking craft beer immediately.
It's a thing.
Yeah,
It's a thing.
or one of my buddies, he asked me, he was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna ride from downtown Grand Rapids to downtown Rockford today. Grab a couple beers and then ride back. You want to come?" I was like, "Nope."
But I'll meet you for the beer.
Yeah.
Meet you for the beer.
Yeah. No, my brother does that stuff all the time. And like we have the White Pine Trail that goes up there, and it's just it's cool that we have all that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about that new venue that they're going to be building? I'm very excited about that.
The amphitheater?
The amphitheater right on the river and everything.
Yeah.
That is something to look forward to, and we could probably bring in some grade A talent. Taylor Swift is coming.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah,
I don't know
that's
if
what
our
I'm
city's
saying.
big enough.
Right?
12,000. It's going to be 12,000 seats. I've been watching this project for a while,
Okay.
but the city just approved like another large grant to get the project done.
I
So
did see that,
It's
yeah.
probably going to be happening. Yeah, that and a soccer stadium is coming in.
I didn't know about that. Where's that?
Yeah, same area. Like if you haven't seen what they're planning to do, like to downtown around the rapids, not the Restore the Rapids project, but just around the, where the river comes through the city. There's like pedestrian bridges that they're going to put in, more of them. There's they're doing zip lines, like that's in the plans at least.
Okay.
Really?
Zip lines
Seen
across the river, and then they'll have the amphitheater and a bunch of other stuff going on. It's going to be insane.
Okay, so basically downtown Grand Rapids is like a carnival fun place for adults. There's
Yeah,
beer,
pretty much.
there's going to be zip lines, there's an amphitheater. We have tons of concert venues.
And they do so many like
Yeah.
festivals and
Ooh,
stuff.
tons
like
of
food
festivals.
trucks.
Art.
And, Art Prize and like the winter festival. Like there's always something to do downtown.
Oh my gosh, you know what is my favorite with the winter festival, whatever it's called, is the carnival. Have you guys been to the carnival where they have like carnies and like
Oh, the fire.
The fire,
yeah,
the
fire
and the-
people and
Yep.
they're like juggling. That is really cool.
That is really
Yeah.
cool.
Definitely. So
Yeah, I haven't been to it yet.
Okay.
Last year. It
this
was
year,
really cool.
it's in February, right?
I think it was January, February.
Yeah, something like that. Definitely a thing to do.
Yep.
Family friendly too. Doesn't have to be at only.
Yeah, so on that same vein, what are some of the events that you guys like to go to in the city of Grand Rapids, like yearly events or maybe events that have happened in the past? Like, what are some memories that you have of?
Art Prize is always
Art
cool.
Prize, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's, internationally renowned. Like, it's the biggest art festival in the world, I think.
Yeah, it's changed a lot over the years. I'm not sure where its ranking is now.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
yeah.
At one point it was. I thought it was annually, but apparently it's biannually, like every other year or
Just
something like that.
went through different owners, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's. I've been to so many of them. Like I don't really. I'm not an art person, but it's fun to go around the city when it's all going on. So.
So I would have to be like, I don't know. Art Prize, it would have to be at a certain time where there aren't 10 million people down there
Yeah.
because it attracts so many. My favorite is not as extravagant. I like Pulaski Days.
Okay.
That's my thing.
Well established, right? That's been going on for a long time.
Yep, all over downtown Grand Rapids. The food is amazing.
Yeah.
Community really comes out of the neighborhoods, on the west side, and also
Yep.
we have the Eastern Hall as well. Yeah, and I love going out and supporting those halls. I'm not a member, but if anybody wants to invite me.
Yeah, I have friends that plan their month around that,
Yeah.
right? Like I've asked them to do things. They're like, nope, that's Pulaski Days weekend. I'm busy. So
Yeah.
I went to a Southeast Asian food festival
I was
last
gonna
year.
say don't they have
Yeah.
the where they have all the different countries are represented and they bring in different food from all of them.
This one was
Festival of
like,
Food
yeah,
or
this one was
something like that?
like specifically Southeast Asian,
Okay.
but there were, there's a lot of countries in Southeast Asia, but yeah, then I think there was like a Hispanic Heritage Festival too
Downtown?
recently, yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
downtown, and I saw like some photos from it, and there were bands and stuff playing to like thousands and thousands of people and food trucks and all sorts of stuff. So
yeah, I mean, there's so many great concerts like that. There's a concert every year at Belknap.
well, they
Hill?
have Breakaway, and then
Breakaway,
they've got they have a metal festival too. That I think they just did their second or third year.
What do we got for sports?
I'm a Griffin season ticket holder. I love going to Griffin.
I haven't gotten an invite,
Yeah.
Mike. Come on, dude.
Well, let me know when you'd like to go. I'll hook it up. So, Griffins are great. We just got the Grand Rapids Rise, which is a women's volleyball.
Really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
it's I think one of the first volleyball leagues volleyball teams in this new league that they've established in the country. So
Dang.
they got a really great coach. They got I can't remember her name, but I know she was at Michigan State and had a really good record there, and they brought her over to be part of that program. So and the Whitecaps. I mean, there's
Love our
a lot of
Whitecaps.
great
Yeah.
sports in Grand
We used
Rapids.
to have,
for
they were
sure.
called the Drive. There's something else now.
Yeah.
Gold.
The Gold. Yeah. Yep. We used to go to those games all the time. My kids are
basketball,
huge
right?
basketball
Yeah.
fans. Yep.
You know what's really cool is we also don't we have like a group of singles and just I don't know adults that do like dodgeball and stuff like that and baseball. Have you guys heard of
I
that?
think it's like the Young Professionals.
Young
or,
Professionals
yeah,
of America, is that what, or
I don't know.
Sports and Social Club.
Maybe, yeah.
I guess what we're trying to say is there's so many great opportunities for people to be part of something,
Yeah.
no matter what you're into, right?
Mingle, get out there in the community, find friends,
yep.
all
Yeah.
that good stuff.
And then the
So
Fulton, there's the Fulton artisan market too.
Fulton Street Market.
Yep. We used to,
man.
because we used to live right around the corner, and that was something we'd always do is walk over there, bring your basket, you can get all your fruits and veggies. Like being a vegan, being able to go and just get fresh fruits and vegetables from local farmers was cool. And then like all the little art markets that they had, so like handmade soaps and gifts and earrings, and
yeah.
yeah, I really like that.
What about restaurants and getting
Oh,
something
boy.
to eat? Like in Grand Rapids, we're totally foodie, right? There's
I'm
so many
foodie.
good places. What's some of yours?
I would definitely say Butcher's Union is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's great.
That's a good one.
What else? It's the sushi place across from Maru.
Yeah, it used to
Yeah.
be something else, right? It was
They
like
have a location on Cherry Street and on Bridge.
I think that's right.
Delicious,
Yeah.
best sushi I have ever had.
yeah, one bourbon down the street, a little bit further down on Bridge is really good. It's a smaller, like old, in a really, really old building, very swanky.
been there, yeah.
Whiskey spot with steaks and yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Real Food Cafe in Alger Heights.
Oh, come on.
place-
Yeah.
That's one of the best breakfasts. I
Yep.
don't know if it's quite like West Sider breakfast.
West Sider is the, yep.
And
Yeah.
Scrap Spring is right down the road there too.
Social Misfits, that's like a newer one.
I haven't been there yet. Is that the waffle place?
I think
Yes.
I think they have
Isn't that where
waffles,
we went?
pancakes. Yeah.
yeah.
It's only
that's where we
waffles.
went.
Is it
Yeah.
waffles?
Yes. And
Just
it's,
waffles.
it's just
Yeah, it's right
crazy.
downtown.
Oh yeah, it had, like
Combinations of
I had
waffles.
this. It was like the Elvis waffle or something. Like it had bananas and peanut butter. It was a mess,
that
but it was
sounds
really
amazing. Are you
Yeah.
buying dinner for us tonight? That sounds awesome.
good. Yeah. Let's go for breakfast, right?
I'm showing houses all night.
Okay, so favorite dive bars, anyone?
How
Quinn
divey.
and Toots. Is that how you say it?
Oh my
that's
gosh, on Plainfield.
Yeah,
I didn't
like,
know they
grew
were
up on the
still open.
northeast side. Is it not?
I don't know. I think COVID
I think
kind
it
of took
is.
that away, but I mean, I like Logan's
Logan's is a good
on
one.
Michigan.
Yep.
Blue
Yeah,
Dog
Logan's
is
is
one of my favorites.
Anchor Bar also on Bridge.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a
Oh
it's
my
a hole in
gosh.
the wall, but I mean,
It smells like pine sol in there.
yeah, it's
Have you been to Bob's? They have trivia.
Yes, I've been to Bob's.
That's a fun dive bar.
Bridge Street in Michigan, they have the best dive bars, I guess. Then.
Yep.
Oh, and Plainfield, of course.
Steel Cat also.
Steel
on
Cat.
Bridge.
Yep.
Graydon's Crossing.
Oh, I love that place.
Yeah, that's
They
really,
have really good food too.
I know. Oh, and the Choo Choo Grill. Come on.
I haven't
Hey,
been
it's
there.
for sale now.
No way.
Yeah, $1 million or something.
No
New
way.
building. I
Yeah,
haven't been
for
there.
an
Building and the
18-seat
business?
restaurant. Yeah, all together.
So, if nobody has heard of the Choo Choo Grill, it's this little tiny red building the size of a bathroom, and there are only like 10 places to sit. But
18.
it's 18. Okay, 18, Mike. But it's absolutely iconic in Grand Rapids.
It is.
It's on the corner of Plainfield and Leonard.
Yeah, it's a great spot to go
Mm-hmm.
for lunch.
Oh, what's the pizza place on Leonard? Mitten Brewery?
Mitten. They have vegan
That's
pizza
actually
too.
on Leonard. Yep.
Yep. The Mitten
like
is really
Leonard.
Long
good.
Road.
One.
Long Road is one of my favorite
Mm-hmm.
like distilleries. They have some great. They make great gin. If you haven't tried it, it's
Long Road
great
also they have a room above that you can rent out for private parties, and it's pretty affordable. But I've gone to a lot of parties, but I don't remember leaving. So.
I like you.
Oh man.
Okay,
And then there's always Founders
We had my wife's
too.
40th birthday party at Long Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Founders has great beer and food. And then they have entertainment as well. So, and then they have that whole new outdoor area with outdoor heaters and everything.
See, I never do Founders because I don't like the parking situation. I'm a little picky.
I think they added an
Did they
extra
add
parking
more?
lot. when they expanded.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
have
it
to
hasn't been
check in
bad.
then. But speaking of outdoor areas, this is a little bit outside of Grand Rapids, but the Score,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
beach volleyball, beach seating,
Palm trees in Michigan.
palm
Sand.
trees in Michigan.
I stopped in over there. Like I was like rerouting directions or something on the way to a showing, and I stopped in and I saw like a huge truck with all of their palm trees. Like they were unloading them to put them in at the very end of the spring last year
yeah.
or this year.
And they have live music too.
Yeah, I think almost every night actually. So
Yeah.
it's a very beachy, casual, fun vibe.
Yep.
That place got ripped up during the tornado
Did
a
it?
few
Oh,
months
really?
ago. Yeah.
Must have been right in that path.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they lost their whole, like that big porch that when you walk out of the back and you go up onto the porch and you're pretty much along the water.
Yeah.
That whole thing was flipped up,
Oh my
like
goodness.
upside down, basically.
So what makes all the neighborhoods different? So there's 32, 36 different neighborhoods. I think it's 32 now.
Something like that.
Different neighborhoods in the Grand Rapids area. What makes them different? Like there's so many different.
Yeah, I mean, the further you get from the city center, the newer they are, pretty much. Like,
Okay.
With some exceptions, like some new construction that were able to weasel their way into the city of Grand Rapids, but. Yeah, I mean, like we started with Heritage Hill. I mean, those are old, big houses, and then you get a little bit further out, and you've got some smaller old houses, like the 1920s Craftsman floor plans that you see everywhere. And then a little bit further out, you see the post-World War II, like small bungalows, and then it just keeps going and
To the suburbs.
yeah, till the suburbs.
Which is the 1970s
Yep.
stuff.
Yep. And all the
70s and
cul-de-sacs
80s.
and little boxes. Yep.
yeah, a
I
lot of-
think that as you get away from the city center more, the walkability decreases
Yeah.
significantly.
I would agree.
And I feel like there might be less of a community feel. I don't know. Maybe you guys disagree. It's just different because, like, if you have more walkability, I feel like you have more of a community center.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So, like you said, you lived by the Fulton's Market.
Yeah.
Fulton Market. Didn't you see people on a regular basis that you knew?
Yeah,
More
because
walkable.
I
the
think
walkability
I would agree with
increases
the walkability.
the community.
But also, like, I lived in
aspect.
Kentwood for a lot of years, and there was a huge community presence out there too. Just like every time you go to the library, you'd see the same people. I owned a childcare out there, and like the resources that were available, the community center, they always welcomed us in for field trips, things like that. So I think it just depends. If you reach out to the community,
Yeah.
I think you get back what you put out.
Exactly. And that's with everything in life, I think. You
Yeah.
know, you get back what you give. And thank you. I didn't know that Kentwood had such a community center because literally the school it's like the largest in the state.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
the
My
most
kids
Big
would go
one,
there
yeah.
for concerts
most
and stuff.
culturally diverse, actually.
Like they had their music concerts there, and it like everyone was so welcoming. Like there would be like
Aw.
teachers that were there. Like it wasn't even like so. My kids were part of a charter school out there. They weren't even in the school district, and they would be there and they would like know their name from year after year and stuff.
Aw.
It's awesome.
Yeah, my daughter, she went to Kentwood for 1 year, and yeah, that was one thing we noticed when we pulled up the first day. Was like it was extremely diverse. Like
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to have some different cultures, but I mean the families were rolling up in cultural, like full cultural garb and everything.
Well,
It
I
was
think
super
Kentwood
cool.
isn't it known, that school district, for being one of the most diverse schools in the country?
I heard there's
didn't know
over 50 languages or
Yeah.
something. There's
That's
a
crazy.
stat, but over 50 languages spoke in the Kentwood School District, which that's huge.
Well, and how
That's
amazing is it
awesome.
that we live in an area where you can expose your kids to that?
Oh yeah.
You know, to where
Absolutely.
they get to know all different walks of life. I think that's important.
I love that.
Yeah. So there's been like posts going around online that I've seen where they show like old newspaper clippings of Sears houses. And if you look in the city or downtown area of Grand Rapids, there's actually several of those houses
Tons
still
of them.
around.
Yep.
Which you mentioned the 1920s Craftsman. A lot of them you ordered from a magazine.
Yeah, you'd order from Sears, and a lot of people are like, "Oh man, I wish I had." I wish you could still buy a house for $1,800
Yeah.
bucks, but like what they don't realize, it was just
You
the
made a
kit.
nickel a day.
Yeah, well, it was just the kit. You have to build it yourself or hire someone to build it. It didn't include plumbing or any of the other stuff. It was
Utilities.
just that.
The wood.
Yeah, it was like the wood and everything.
Shingles.
Yeah.
And also, like you said, you made a nickel a day. Like if you look at the cost of living and the price of wages then now, I mean, you're actually getting a better deal now, I would say.
Yeah, you don't have to build it.
That too. IKEA style.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to build a house, I don't think.
Nobody wants me to build a house. I
Yeah.
can't even put Legos together, I swear.
Well, I always tell my clients too, I'm like, if you don't know how to do it, please hire it out because it's going to cost you a lot
Yes.
more.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Like, remember those
Absolutely.
20 houses that we went through the past, 3 months and we talked crap about all the bad work that was done? Yeah, don't be that guy.
Yeah, for
When
sure.
owners think they know how to trim a house, oh, it's so sad.
So bringing in a new client from out of the area that's not familiar with Grand Rapids and all its offerings, how do you help somebody select which neighborhood to live in? Like, what questions are you asking, or what resources do you direct them to?
I mean, I usually do like a video call or something and just get to know them a little bit more, find out what is important to them lifestyle wise, where they might be commuting to and from, stuff like that. And then, I'll show them like just with the resources we have, like different neighborhoods and stuff like that.
Yeah, I kind of do the same thing. So I think a lot of it is asking the questions, right? Like, what's important to them?
Ask good
Is
questions.
it parks? Is it schools? Is it libraries? Is it a certain school district? Do you have kids? Do you not? Is it being, walkable or not? Things like that I think are really important. And then also, like, we have a great resource, the grandrapidsneighborhoods.com. So you can go on there and click through all the different neighborhoods and find out what restaurants, what parks, what school district, all the things that are available, and actually see what homes are available in that area, what styles and ages and stuff like that. So I think that's a huge resource for our clients to be able to point into that website.
Yep.
Yeah. There's actually a tool in there where you can answer some questions and it will kind of give you ideas of what neighborhoods would fit.
Yep.
Yeah. And then another great resource would be Grand Rapids Informed, right? Going on there, asking questions. What areas do other people suggest for whatever you're into, right? So, yeah, just lots of great information out there.
So I actually do a lot of relocation for military families and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I love my veterans, and I'm certified. So usually, there's a video call involved. I just get to know them, ask good questions. I direct them to local chamber of commerce sites,
Okay.
things like that, so they can kind of get a feel of what the community is. What I think is really important with the people that I work with is that they kind of get into it. You know what I mean? Like they dive them, like pretend you're already living there, basically.
Yeah.
Look at what's going on. What are the events that are happening? What's important for your family? When it comes to school districts, I kind of like, hey, go ahead and just Google because I can't tell you, I can't tell you what's good and what's bad because I don't know what you really like.
Yeah.
And it's not really my place. Another thing I like for people to do is drive into the neighborhoods at different times of the day.
Yeah.
At night, in the morning, what's the traffic look like? Things like that. Because it's, you just don't know the noise situation, the neighbor situation, at any given time of the day.
Yeah, I usually tell people, check it out on a Saturday afternoon. Because that's when people are home. And so you're kind of going to get a feel for what it's like. If you go on a Monday at 3 o'clock and everyone's at work or something, you're not really going to get a feel for it. But I like your idea of different times of day. I think that's a good idea.
So there's actually a really good website that all the crime in Grand Rapids is reported to the Grand Rapids Crime Map. And you can see what's happened in the last whatever amount of time. One thing I always tell people to do is compare it against an area that you're familiar with.
Interesting.
So that way you have some metric to compare, right? Because
Well, yeah,
good to me might be something different to you.
Yeah,
We
well,
can't really speak on that either.
for sure, but
Right.
someone might be commenting or like looking really, putting the area that they might be moving to under a microscope, but if they haven't even looked at their area, they could be
That's
surprised
very
anyway.
interesting. Yeah.
Like
I'm sorry.
No,
go
that's
ahead.
okay. I moved into like what people would consider like a really chill, like family-oriented subdivision a few years ago, and a few days after moving in, like a really, really horrible crime happened right down the street. Like things like that happen everywhere. It's just like I don't know. It's obviously research it, but I wouldn't let it like deter you.
Right.
You know.
And a lot of times people are like, oh, downtown's always the worst. Honestly, like with everything the city's been doing, I feel like that's some of the safest areas. Like you get out in the suburbs. When I lived in the suburbs, we had so many like car thefts,
Break-ins.
like because people go there because they know everyone's in a cul-de-sac and it's easy.
They
I don't
leave
know,
their
I feel like
doors
it's
unlocked.
Target. Yeah, exactly. They feel comfortable, and so that's why I always tell people like check that crime map. And I like your idea of comparing it. I think
Yeah.
that's smart.
That is a really smart. That's a great idea, and I think it's awesome that as real estate professionals, we have so many places to send our clients so they can do their due diligence and be informed and make their own decisions.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Grand Rapids is consistently ranked in the top areas to live in the country. And we do get people relocating from all over the place. And if you are moving to an area you're not familiar with, it's great to work with agents like us that know the different neighborhoods, right?
Absolutely. And let's just say something, affordability. It's affordable compared to the rest of the country. I just want to say that. Just want to say it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the average price of a home in the country is now like $430,000, and the average here is just over $300,000.
Yeah, I just helped some friends of mine from high school. They were living out in Colorado. And when they started shopping here and we were doing video tours, they were like, I cannot believe you can get that much house for that price. They were just amazed by it. So.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of people are saying that, Grand Rapids, especially with all the stuff that's going to be coming in, it's like kind of where Denver was 15, 20 years ago. Like it was about to explode. And now, an average home is like $650,000 in Denver. So yeah. That'll probably happen here.
You're the stat guy in the office, aren't you?
I am. Yeah.
Research, right? Yeah. So what I think Grand Rapids is also a great place for investing in rental properties. I mean, home prices have gone up over the last few years, like considerably.
Yep.
What are some of the areas that you would say are good for rentals, or how would you talk to somebody about that?
Yeah, I mean, West Side, you can still get a single family home under $250,000, like a pretty decent one.
Okay.
Or if you want to do multifamily and you've got $500,000 or $600,000 to throw at a 4-unit in Heritage Hill, you can have some really, really great rents.
Yeah.
Good ROI out there.
Mm-hmm.
I would say definitely the West Side because we have, GVSU over there. So that's a good place
huge,
for a rental. Yeah, very, very big. And then I'm going to say Ada and Cascade.
Okay.
Because you have so many like large corporations over there, and you have people moving in, and then they need a place to stay, and while they're looking to buy because they just moved from California or they're from the other side of the world or something like that.
Yeah.
So if you want, like I don't know how to word this, not upscale, but
short term, like higher rent.
High end renter type of thing. So those are my two. Yep.
I would definitely say, the West Side. Anything from the West Side out to Allendale. There's a ton. I've helped a lot of investors, like they call it rental alley, rental lane. But anything out west towards Allendale, you're going to have every year students constantly. And then same with Heritage Hill. I rented in Heritage Hill when I was going to college and being able to walk. I think, there 7 campuses down there?
Yeah.
So being able to walk and have students.
Probably
I think
more
that's
now.
huge.
Yeah.
That was probably 20 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is all for Grand Rapids Neighborhood Podcast. Thanks to Johnny, Jim, and Amber today for sharing their knowledge in the different areas of Grand Rapids. So if you're looking for community, arts, sports, festivals, Grand Rapids has it all. And all of us are very knowledgeable in the different areas. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Thanks for listening to the podcast, and join us next time as we dive deeper into Grand Rapids topics. See you next time.
See ya.